Hello my little Whovians, how are you getting on? So I'm Sean Ferrick here for Who Culture and I'm coming at you today with a little bit of news. According to a report released by the Sun newspaper, it looks like we might be looking at a new actor to play the Doctor going forward after 2022. Now, Jodie Whittaker, of course, has been playing the Doctor since she was announced in 2017 and took over from Peter Capaldi in the Christmas special Twice Upon a Time. I think it's fair to say that there's been a little bit of controversy since she took over the role and Chris Chibnall took over as showrunner. There have been some fairly universe-shattering events that have happened. There has been a complete and utter redefinition of what it is to be a Time Lord, and of course, there is the fact that for the first time the Doctor was being portrayed in the main series by a female actor. Now that was met with some predictable outbursts, some less than predictable outbursts, and thankfully it was met with a fair amount of support. So, going forward into the next regeneration of the Doctor, you'd be forgiven for thinking they were going to continue on with keeping a female as playing the Doctor. But it looks like that's not the direction that BBC is going to go in. The Sun is reporting that Olly Alexander, who of course starred in the Channel 4 series It's a Sin and headlined the band Years and Years, is being tipped to portray the next incarnation of the Doctor. Absolutely, let it be known, there is no confirmation from the BBC itself about this casting, okay? So you gotta treat this with a grain of salt at the moment. If Olly Alexander does take over the role of the Doctor, that will make him the first openly gay actor to play the part. And already there has been some, as I say, fairly predictable outbursts about this online, that this would be just ticking boxes of diversity and so on and so forth, blah 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 blah. If that's how you feel, okay, respect that. But think about this, Olly Alexander's choice of role, again, is being said to be supported by Russell T Davies. Now Davies, of course, wrote It's a Sin. He also has written many other fantastic series, but of course in this context he is most famous for being the man who brought back Doctor Who in 2005. And he was also credited with being the man responsible for making everybody in the future either Welsh or bisexual. And you know what? I'm here for it. He, of course, is championing Olly Alexander according to inside sources. Now, again, grain of salt, grain of salt, grain of salt. So please take all of this as unconfirmed so far, but it would make sense. The pair of them made a fantastic team when making It's a Sin, so we know that Alexander can act the house down. Davies has always been a champion for inclusion as well, so that would go a little bit further again towards supporting this theory. Now, of course, when asked, Alexander has, of course, said nothing. He stated in an interview once that he's keeping very tight-lipped about everything. Lots of names are always tossed around when it comes to the new casting of an incarnation of the Doctor. Think about when Peter Capaldi's time was coming up. Now, Jodie Whittaker's name was obviously out there, so was Phoebe Waller-Bridge. In fact, some news outlets were saying that, nah, 100% game over, it's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That's who's getting the part. Those very same people were like, we never said it was going to be her. We've also seen names in the past like Chris Marshall being attached to the role, although I haven't seen his name this time around at time of making this video, so who knows. While the BBC itself, of course, has not commented on the veracity of any of these rumours, what they have said is that there is plans, of course, to do another series with Jodie and another 2 specials as well. So we're going to get plenty more of the 13th Doctor before there's any hint of a regeneration. She's been with the show now for 23 episodes, I think it is now, at time of recording this. She took over in The Woman Who Fell to Earth, and she has made the role her own. The show itself has grown in cinematic style. Quite frankly, it's beautiful looking at the moment. Now, we know in the upcoming season that John Bishop is taking over as a companion. Yaz will be remaining. We know that both Graham and Ryan have finished up their tenure now in the TARDIS. They both finished up in the most recent New Year's special. So whatever really is coming for Doctor Who is both a little bit of a tight-lipped mystery, while also it falls into a pattern. Because if you think Previous incarnations like Peter Davison only stayed for 3 years. David Tennant stayed for 3 seasons as well. We had Matt Smith, of course, for 3 seasons. You see a bit of a pattern. So this would be Jodie's 3rd season as the Doctor, not counting the specials. So again, makes sense. It fits in that pattern. So who's to say that in this time, in 3 years or whenever they get around to releasing these series, I won't be back to you with another video like this announcing the next cast Doctor, potentially wildly off base. This news report could age like milk. Olly Alexander might never be attached to the role of the Doctor, but it is interesting to notice that if he is cast, even though he has the face of a child, he will not be the youngest actor ever cast as the Doctor. That honour still goes to Matt Smith, who was 26 at the time of his casting. Alexander is 30 at the time of this recording. What do you think about Olly Alexander taking over as the role of the Doctor? Let us know in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and remember that you can catch us over on Twitter at WhoCulture. You can catch myself on Twitter and Instagram at Sean Ferrick. Whatever you do, until the next time I'm talking to you, look after your friends and family and keep it all wibbly wobbly.